the recording. This is Gemma Kite. She's here with the Horsley Whitney group that's working on the project. So this is the public hearing for the town hall campus. I don't know. I mean, this is kind of in a weird area. Like some of this project is really not in our jurisdiction. So anything that's at grade, like landscaping, is really exempt from the district.
Exactly. That's why I was wondering it would.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be great if the landscaping were followed within the district. You know, but to what extent?
I don't know. I mean, I think the one thing we could definitely talk about is the lighting. Just maybe. I think it's a big enough project.
Yeah. So, Gemma, did you want to maybe kind of talk about the proposed lighting for the site, or I mean?
Sure. Would you guys benefit from an overview first on the project?
That's probably a good idea, just for the benefit of getting involved.
Okay. It's a little hard to hear you, Dan. I'm sorry. I think you said that's good.
I'm thinking, is it better now? It's probably got to turn the mic.
Yeah, that'd be good. Thank you. Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. Commission, thank you so much for meeting with us tonight. My name is Gemma Kite. I'm an engineer with the Horsley Whitton Group. Our firm has been contracted by the town of Mendon to help with the design for the town hall campus restoration project. If you don't mind, I can share my screen. That way, when I'm talking through a couple features, you guys can see what I'm pointing at.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Okay, great. So just a general overview of the project and what we're trying to do here. So we're going to formalize the traffic flow on the campus and provide parking, ADA compliant sidewalks throughout the site, landscaping, and stormwater management. The project will propose to maintain the main entrance and exit onto the campus between the town hall and the new police station. And we are proposing a one-way exit driveway on the left side of the old library building. We're going to propose to close off the entire area in between the town hall and the old library, close off that entrance and exit, and make that into a little park, or what we call a parklet. So that's a landscaped area with a sidewalk through it, benches, a flagpole, some good green space. This project is sponsored in part by the Massachusetts Municipal Vulnerability Preparedness Program, MVP. The town was awarded an action grant to be able to move forward with this project. And one of the main goals of the MVP grant program is to create resilient communities. And so as such, one of our sort of main goals through this design approach with this campus has been to incorporate low impact development, or LID, and green stormwater infrastructure, GSI management approaches. And really what that means is we want to try and reduce the amount of stormwater runoff that's going off-site, as well as the pollutant loadings in that stormwater. And so that was really one of our main focuses of this project, was all about the stormwater management approach. But we also are very much sensitive to the fact that this is a great site with 2 historic buildings on it, and we wanted to be sensitive of that. And so the landscaping and the lighting choices for this project are really important, and we want your feedback tonight. Just one more thing to note before I go into a couple different features here is that, you know, the town would like to see this project serve as an educational opportunity for the public on how future construction projects in Mendon can incorporate, you know, LID and GSI approaches on site. So we do plan to provide educational signage on the site We're also going to be putting together a project website. So those signs may have like a QR code that people can then use their phones to jump onto the website. And so part of that, part of what the project team has been discussing is including maybe some historical signage as well, to kind of integrate both together. Yeah. So a couple things that I just wanted to point out. So, you know, in terms of like what you guys might be the most interested in and what maybe impacts the sort of the historical feeling and the nature of this project is one, we are proposing a stormwater planter box. I'm not sure if you can see my mouse. I'll kind of zoom in here. So we're proposing a stormwater planter box on the left or the north side of the town hall. And this is, think of it like a raised garden bed. So it captures roof runoff from the roof leaders that are coming down. And then it sort of helps to infiltrate, treat, and manage that stormwater before it discharges into the stormwater system. In order to do this, we do need to make one slight modification to the existing roof leader system on the town hall. So I'm just going to zoom in here. So currently you have, so I call this the original building. I hope that's correct, but I have, you have three sort of roof leaders that are coming down that all, you know, collect runoff that's coming off this side of the roof and then direct it down into recharge basins, which are off outside of this picture. What we'd like to do in order to make this stormwater planter work and be able to manage the most amount of roof runoff is take this roof leader, which is the last one on the original building, remove it, and then make a 90-degree bend and direct runoff that's coming from, you know, the back side of the roof all the way down into this middle roof leader. So that is a slight modification that we're proposing that would affect obviously the building here. So that's one consideration to look at. The other is the light fixtures. And so the lighting is obviously really important to maintain the sort of historical look and feel of the site. This is something that we've been working with a lighting consultant on to help us propose what, you know, what fixtures would be appropriate, and then obviously what lighting makes sense in terms of illumination and making sure that it's, you know, compliant and makes sense for pedestrians and vehicle use. And so our project committee is still sort of working this out and talking through this, but we'd love to hear some of your thoughts on this tonight. We do have a couple different options in terms of the fixtures itself. So let me go to this plan. This is a little hard to read. Actually, let me go back here. Sorry. Okay, so what we've discussed is for the lighting directly around the town hall and the old library, keeping those fixtures fairly historical looking, if you will. And then any light fixtures that would be located towards the back of the lot with the parking lot could be more updated, modern looking fixtures, similar to what was used for the parking associated with the new police station. And so we have a couple options. And again, this is just kind of throwing this out there, looking for feedback from all of you. But this is one fixture that could be mounted to a pole. The pole that we have is a more historical looking pole with the nice sort of decorative base. And we also have this option. And so we again, can kind of throw this out there for what you guys think might be suitable. But we've got a couple different options to work from. And then in the parklet, we wanted to provide some pedestrian lighting for folks that may be using this to get to either the old library, the annex building, or the town hall for night meetings. And so we've got a bollard light proposed for that. And again, these are somewhat more historical looking options than some of the modern looking fixtures that you can find out there today. And then one last thought before we kind of open it up for questions or discussion is I wanted to talk a little bit about what's happening in the front of the town hall. So we are proposing to add in a raised sidewalk. This was discussed a lot with the town committee that we've been working with. A lot of the reason behind this is for safety, because as you know, this has no raised sidewalk right now. So cars could potentially, you know, drive over here, hit pedestrians, all sorts of things. So we're going to raise the sidewalk. We are going to take the existing brick that you have out there now. We'll reuse that existing brick. So we're essentially going to raise the sidewalk 6 inches and then put that brick on it. So it still maintains that character and that look and feel that you have out there today.
I don't understand it. Public hearing, Tim is doing it. I can't get in.
So those are a few things that I just wanted to point out for our discussion, and I'll leave it. I'll sort of stop there and see if there's any questions or anything that I can help answer.
Sure, thank you. I guess my first question, when you were talking about the water runoff garden bed, what material or whatever, you know, however you want to call that, what material will back in granite and to tie in, you know, the stone front of the town hall? I'm just curious how that's going back.
Okay, so I heard the question about material for the planter box, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, and then there was another question that I missed. I'm sorry.
I guess I'm wondering if you're going to use granite to sort of tie in the granite that surrounds, say, the brick in the front of the building or the raised sidewalk, you know, what material are you going to use there? Is that going to be concrete? Are you going to have granite along the front? I guess we just want to make sure that, you know, everything that happens stays historic in nature to some extent, right? While mixing in the new, so.
Yeah, so we are proposing to use granite curbs where we can. I think we have some Cape Cod berms proposed for for the one-way exit driveway. But we're as much as possible granite curbs to sort of, again, maintain that look and feel and match what you already have out front in the town hall. The stormwater planter, I believe, is a precast concrete. But again, this is something that we can add, what do you call it, like a texture to it if you know, just to make it look a little bit more rustic or not as prefabricated as they come sometimes.
Right, I guess that would be my concern.
Okay.
You know, and what are the dimensions on it? How big is it going to be? How high up is it? I guess I can't really see from here that well. I can probably.
Is it going to be higher than what's there now? Like,
So we are proposing, I think it's right here, it shows 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
And it's going to be placed, let me just show this. It's going to be placed in front of that foundational wall. So it's not replacing that. That's not being touched. This is going to go just outside of that. And it's about 24 feet long, 3 feet high.
It's 30 feet high, did you say? 30.
3
feet high.
Yes.
And how long did you say?
24 feet.
Would it be possible?
Is there any way of using like faux granite or something like that to adhere to it, to make it look more rustic rather than just concrete?
Yes, we can definitely look into that.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see, you know, and I understand, you know, budget comes into play, but I would be interested to see, you know, if it's a reclaimed, like old granite slabs or something to kind of incorporate the older. But obviously I get budget, so.
And sure, yeah, I think Anne is on and I'll let her speak to this, but there is a possibility for some art to be incorporated into the site. I'll let Anne speak a little bit more about this, but this might be a good location for like a mural or some sort of artwork to sort of cover up this planter facing.
that's
Hi.
that just came up today.
Yeah, the cultural council, I guess, would like to set aside $1,000 to have sort of a contest to add some kind of artwork to this town hall campus area. I'm guessing probably in the parklet area, but we haven't really talked about that yet.
Okay.
The seat wall, what is that made of?
What?
The seat wall?
The seat wall, so just to show people where that is. So this seat wall is located here alongside the sidewalk that's going through the parklet, and that is intended to help make and meet the grading that needs to be done in order to make this an ADA accessible pathway. And so that seat wall is going to be made out of concrete.
I wonder, that might be another spot if possible to better to see.
Yep, exactly.
Street. I sent her a text about the gutters, but I don't know. So I think the current gutters are fairly new. And looking at these pictures, I don't think the building had gutters. So personally, I don't mind kind of readjusting what's there. Seems like in the end, it's going to be a similar look to what we have. It's not something that was, critical to the historic nature of it. Like, these pictures look like it had,
Yeah, and Dan, to that point, we are proposing to reuse that existing downspout. So essentially, we would be adding a 90-degree bend, adding a connection here, and then reusing that vertical downspout to be the horizontal one.
All right. And then, in respect to the lighting, you want to just put, both of those options up again for us?
Sure. So I can, let me do this.
Yes, thank you, that helps.
And then this one.
So, can everybody seeing that? I'd be interested to hear what everybody's opinions are in terms of aristocrat lantern or simpler. The aristocrat one is more ornate. I had shown that the lanterns in Rentham, and perhaps those are closer to, say, the coach. I don't think this is more of a formal building. Do you want the more ornate posts, or are we going simpler because it's expensive? So I guess that's, I'd be interested in hearing everybody else's feedback.
Yes, I'd like to know, it's hard to tell in the lighting plan where each fixture is going to go.
So I think she said, because you're going to keep more of the modern sort of police station style lighting in the rear, and then you're going to try and keep, that historic feel with the lighting up front, correct?
Yes, that's correct. And I know this plan is like extremely hard to understand, but Dan, this does show sort of where, so they have the labels for the light fixtures, so A, B, C, D, and you can get a description of them up here that match the specs that I sent. So for example, that K95, this aristocrat one is listed as C, and so you can go and look for where that is proposed, C and D.
I see. I guess I didn't look that close. I didn't realize this got updated. I see. So basically the perimeter lighting in the back is going to be the modern stuff, and then the stuff on the island, and then the stuff up against the building with this older style.
Yep.
One of my questions might be that if you're talking about having historical kind of lighting in the front, and then it's going, did you say towards modern lighting in the back by the parking lot? that doesn't seem like that would unite the whole campus with two different kinds of lighting, modern and historic.
So we already have a couple existing lights from the new police station on the property. One is located somewhere around here, and then the other is in this island. And so those are modern features. I can find a photo and pull it up. So that was our thought process, was just keeping the modern lighting in the back parking lot to be consistent with what's already been developed for the new police station. But, you know, we're here to hear feedback. So if you guys would prefer all historical lighting, then that's something that we can definitely consider.
I just had a question. Is the historical lighting more expensive, Jenna, or does it not really matter?
It is slightly more expensive, yes.
Okay.
So based upon the, like, the modern lighting that's out there is a much higher fixture. It's way up on a pole that's really illuminating the parking lot. And I think that all the historic lighting will look so much nicer than obviously than what that is, just based upon the design of it. We'll probably need a lot more of that of the historic lighting, which again, cost could come into play. But I think that in the historic lighting more in the walking areas would, and again, I totally agree that the mix may get a little bit lost, but if we use as minimal as we can with the modern to at least illuminate the larger areas of the parking lot, and then in the walking areas have that better, the historic look of the fancier lights that would, you know, illuminate the path rather than such a large area.
I think, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So basically, we're putting the historic lights like right off the corner, back corners of Town Hall, halfway up by the ramp, and one over on the far side by the library, and one by the new parking. So like close to the building, and then the big stuff in the back. Height difference, that actually.
Yeah, I mean, I think budget wise, obviously, I think we'd love to all see the historic lighting.
Kind of thinking.
Well, my vote would be for a unified look.
I mean, if the budget's there and you can, you know, we can.
Well, these I mean, I don't know what that was designed with those heights. I don't know what the height is. I mean, it would be nice to like have an older light up here and move that
Yeah.
one back. But
That would be nice. Is that?
Yeah. Cameron, what are the height of the light poles for the historic ones you're talking about?
Let's see. I mean, they've got all these options, right? So they've got 10 all the way to 18 feet.
Sure, I'm not sure what the height of the other ones are. Again, the lighting that you're looking at here is more of I guess like a softer pathway lighting, right? That light that you're seeing out there floods down and onto the parking lot and washes out and keeps in. You have to also keep in mind the lighting rules of, you know, the keeping the light into the site, right?
Yeah, so these are dark sky compliant. I do have to caveat that, so this one is the K595 has been approved by the International Dark Sky Association. This one, the coach hasn't been submitted, but its rating for uplighting is 0. So essentially, if it was submitted for review and approval, it probably would get it, but it's not stamped with that approval yet.
And I think Anne, I can tell someone's raising their hand. I can't tell who. I think Anne was talking about it earlier about having them dark sky compliant.
I mean, I'm open to anything
Yeah.
if we can fit it in the budget with all of them to look the same, I think that's the best route. I guess, Gemma, could you tell us if we wanted all the K595s across the whole campus, what would that look like as far as, would it increase the amount of fixtures that we need? Because then that comes into play with the pedestals, the wiring, the trenching. There's a lot, again, it could make this price skyrocket if we have to add 15 of them as opposed to using, again, these are just numbers I'm pulling out of the air. A dozen, we have to use 15 more as opposed to using 3 or 4 of the other big lights. It might make a difference, but I agree that if we can make it fit in the budget, then we should definitely make it the same.
Okay, I can definitely consult with our lighting consultant. I mean, just given the sort of the breadth of the light illumination that's provided on this photometric plan. I mean, they look to do even these historic looking fixtures, they look to be doing a good job of illuminating a large area. So I don't think it necessarily means more fixtures. It's just there is a slightly different, there's a difference in cost for sure. But I don't know how much, and I can get that information and provide that to Ann and Dan.
It would be great if we could do it. I would love to see that one pole. The police station.
You're talking about the-
Swap down.
The very first light in front of the new police station.
Maybe find another home.
So at least
This
you
one
could
right
have
here.
all the old lights in the front and the new stuff in the back.
Yeah.
Not that one too.
I think that if we're gonna do it, why wouldn't we just get 2 more lights? I mean,
Because it's just gonna be out of place if
right,
that's there and then we have all.
absolutely.
Everything else, you're adding new lights anyway. It's all the same trenching, same.
Yeah, those
Scratch.
we got the pedestals, we just have to swap the fixtures.
So there's this one here. There's
Yeah.
one right off the picture, and then I know they have another one in the back for their police cruiser parking, which probably can stay since it's a bit hidden.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Yeah, I mean. Really not that much more. You don't have to add that many more.
Yep.
I was thinking we would have to double.
I was just thinking that's what I was thinking.
I mean, I don't know, that coach seems to be more in line, like, I mean, here's the one picture we have of this light from the library, but it isn't much like fancy.
I don't know, that 595 is a pretty nice light.
Yeah, and it's
More
compliant,
keep it.
the dark sky compliant, the other one.
She said it had that.
I mean. Yeah, I mean, so Dan, you're thinking the coach?
You know what, I actually don't care, so I just was thinking that's more, seems to be more of the.
What is the
simpler.
Circumference of the pole on the Aristocrat and the coach? I'm just thinking if the pole is like much thinner, gonna be going that high.
I think I can hear the question is about the poles. The pole, I believe, is interchangeable with any of these top fixtures.
Yeah, I just didn't know what the standard, like what the size pole is, the width, the circumference.
If this historical pole is more wider or longer or higher than standard ones, yeah, I'd have to look into that.
Says right there, 16-inch pole plate diameter.
These are just, I mean, that's gonna be a 12 by 12 base with a square post.
Yeah, I guess the only thing is sometimes I'll see these lanterns and the pole is so thin. It's cheap looking. Want to make sure that it's.
Looks like the base is
So the,
16, 17 inches, but those are square concrete bases that we're stuck with. Putting a thing.
No, that's a square base too.
Is it?
Yep, the very bottom.
all right.
See how it flares out at the bottom? The base is right there, 17-inch base. I would imagine that the
Circle would be. I mean, nobody notices the height. Oh, no, those, are these round tiles? They are round. Oh.
So I guess, obviously see where if it's feasible to just keep it up consistent and cohesive and just all of the historic looking poles in. I don't know, does anybody else have an opinion on the coach or the other one?
An opinion on what? It's difficult to hear you.
There's two types of lanterns. There's one that's the aristocrat, and then there's the coach lantern. And I guess, do you need? How soon do you need an answer on the actual design of the pole?
I would say within the next 3 to 4 weeks, or as early as possible, but we're moving, we're going through permitting right now with the planning board and with you, obviously. And we're hoping to move forward with our 100% construction design plans in early May. So in the next few weeks, if you could get us a decision, that would be great. And in the meantime, I can pull together some cost information, any other specs or other details that you guys need.
Right.
Can I ask another question? I noticed on the drawing you have handicap ramp type 2 to the right of the existing town hall. And then further on, like past at the corner, back right corner of the town hall, there's another one. Handicap ramp type 2, is that just a grade change or what is that?
Yeah, so the handicap ramp is needed when you are going from sort of one grade to the other to kind of ramp it down. This whole entrance right here, the current ADA accessible entrance for town hall, this is all at grade. So these two ramps on either side of the sidewalk are to make us be able to get up a little bit in grade to meet this other sidewalk.
Okay,
And the
now,
type is just in, go ahead.
Go ahead, the type was what?
The type is just, we have several types depending on the configuration of the ramp. Sometimes you have a ramp that has two sidewalks, one on either side. Sometimes it's an L-shaped. So it's just based on the configuration.
My other question is then the ramp that's currently there that kind of goes up to the tax area, is that still in place?
Yeah, are we talking about this ramp, Ann?
Yeah, on the side of the building. Yeah, that's gonna stay there for now. It's
Okay.
kind of a big project to figure out if we can remove it or not, so.
Thank you.
What?
I was gonna say, so I think like for the lighting, I would think the way we would be putting conditions. Conditions, we want all the lights. Correct.
Dan, could you repeat that?
I said,
couldn't
I
really
think
hear.
in terms of historic district, the way this would work, I think, is that we would be putting a condition on our approval. We'll approve it pending all the lights.
It looks like you put a lot of thought into it and did a nice job.
Thank you. We had a good group of town volunteers to help us along the way.
What will the parking capacity be?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So we have added some additional parking, both handicap and regular spaces. So the total parking on site is now going to be 35 with 4 handicap spaces.
Wow.
Which I believe is more than previously existed in terms of lined spaces. You had gravel, but.
I have a question regarding the pathways. What is the material within those? Are you using brick or are you concrete?
So all the sidewalks will be concrete, except for, again, this front face sidewalk, which will reuse the brick that is already there.
I'm
There-
assuming it.
I was just gonna say that there will be these pervious pavers for some of the parking spots, right, Gemma?
Yeah, so some of our GSI initiatives here on this site is to use pervious pavement. So that's a porous asphalt for this one-way exit driveway, as well as some of the parking spaces. And then for this area back here, which is used to access the cistern for emergency vehicles, we are proposing to use what's called like a permeable paver system. It's drivable. A lot of folks use it for fire lanes, parking, driveways, things that are not, used terribly often. But it does allow for sort of a nice area. You can plant it in between the little cracks with grass, so it looks very green when it's finally, grown in.
Yeah, so I actually think terraces, walks, driveways, sidewalks, and similar structures, provided they're substantially at grade, are excluded from our purview.
So I can't say I want to
can't.
see all brick.
Kind of, don't.
Well, I think that it's
I'll put
synthetic
my-
brick.
You can put my name in it.
It's synthetic brick that there may be some, I don't know if he used it all, if there was like a spot where we had to expand a little bit, but thought it would be pretty involved to do it all.
It's the thin, it's not real brick, it's the thin like paver brick.
No, I think there's some sort of brick meant for pavement, for that use. Unilock.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I mean, that's, so we really can,
it'd be nice if the sidewalk could stay brick, like they continued it all the way, so all the sidewalks
Yeah.
are brick, and then the stuff further down, is a separate area.
Are you talking about from, pretty much from the corner all the way up in front of past the library?
I mean, it would be nice because it would tie into all the work that we did, so the whole downtown has brick sidewalks along the street.
Gemma, can we check that?
Can you
No.
check whether you can do brick sidewalks or?
Well, can we put it in priced with brick sidewalks up to, so pretty much the front, the part, the sidewalks are on the street. That's it.
So I guess maybe like a price difference for that.
Just a
You know.
thought here is that there's an existing sidewalk that we're not touching as part of this project because it's already ADA compliant. And so we're proposing a tie-in on either side of that with our new sidewalk. So, for consistency purposes, if we did evaluate doing brick along this front, we would want, I would assume you'd want to rip this up and turn this into a brick surface as well.
Actually, it's not brick there. Sorry, I thought it was brick.
we would love to see that torn up.
The one spot, unfortunately, I don't know if I can switch and share my screen just to show you the street view.
Sure.
To cooperate. So it sounds like we'd be keeping this stretch of sidewalk here.
Yes.
That doesn't look all that,
I think
Why?
that, at least we should replace it with concrete.
Yeah, it doesn't look great. If we're gonna do this whole area over and then we're gonna leave that.
Yeah. I agree. Can you go up the street just a touch more, Dan?
Yeah, because this is like where Alan, we did.
So even if we,
I'd love
yeah, right there. So even if we brought brick up to the door of the library and then bricked it back down to the town hall, at least that section, maybe we can just get that last brown section with new concrete to make it look somewhat.
You did brick right to here where the driveway's gonna be.
Oh, that's right, because that's gonna cut out, right?
Yeah.
Right, so we're gonna have to
Yes,
cut some of
yep.
that new stuff out anyway.
It would be worth it. You can't-
Gemma, does that add a huge cost increase?
I'd have to get back to you on that. I'm
Okay,
not sure. I don't think it's a huge ticket item, but
good.
we'll look at that, yeah.
I will say that if you like this project, ask your friends who will vote yes for it to come to the annual town meeting.
So just to confirm, so you think, Dan, you're saying where that sort of new concrete is, bricking that basically from the new driveway all the way down to town hall, where we're proposing to use the brick there, and then what about on the other side? Do you just want it that whole face,
Yeah, no,
or?
if there's gonna be a sidewalk down, then yeah, we would, yeah, we would definitely
Looks
want
like
to
They're
do just
gonna
that.
add new sidewalk to like the end of this railing.
Yep.
In this fire lane, so that's pretty minimal, I think
We're
I
gonna,
think we should do the
that
whole
probably
front
needs to
of
be
it
done in brick.
yep,
and tie it all together.
Is there a brick in front of the police station?
No, I don't
Okay.
have a picture, it's,
no, it's the wrong, there's no sidewalk, it's just grass, oh, no, there is a sidewalk.
there's I think there's a break in the driveway, so it's not as obvious.
It's
Thank you.
It's concrete, with a grass strip. And I think it's separated enough that, it would still make sense to do brick. In my opinion, so.
It would be
Yeah.
nice.
I mean, even though, again, I think that's not we can't force it, I do think if you're gonna spend this kind of money. Probably need to do it all with building brick.
Okay.
I mean, I think, well, yeah, I mean, in terms of historic district, I think it sounds like we're concerned about the lighting. It sounded like there was some questions on the appearance of the planter
And then the bench,
and the bench.
we are hoping to see granite in its place.
And with the planter, maybe.
Like-
uh,
Could be old fieldstone slabs. Have to be,
else that we talked
I've got
about
a
that would
couple
be a
in my
condition.
side here.
We're okay with the gutters. Again, that really. They're gonna also, maybe, I don't know if this. Again, I think it's like they're proposing moving the charging stations back here to by the cistern. So that would be a.
I don't know what that would look like.
So you'd probably have a modern looking car charger. Some sort. And that's something that would stick up, but.
Yeah, I don't think they have a historical looking one though.
No.
They just came out.
But it's away from the building, so you're not slapping them on the back of it.
Yeah, right.
And I get, like, we can't, I was gonna ask about trees and planting, but we really can't.
I think there was actually.
I know, there was a page with it.
No, yeah, but yeah, I think, yeah, they were definitely in line with the type of trees that are here. I think at the last meeting you spoke about those.
Yeah, I don't know, let me see if I can get this to cooperate. If you look at, so this is a whole bunch of these historic pictures, so I can walk through these and find the right ones. It looks like the trees that they're gonna plant are gonna be similar to what used to be there. So like where you had these kind of street trees. So I think that's really
Maple.
going a long way
No.
toward restoring the look of this downtown.
Did you say Norway maples?
No, I thought that's.
No,
like,
no.
they won't-
We can't use those, right? Those things are.
No.
What were the trees, do you know, on the road?
Yeah, I think we're proposing a red oak. I think both of them up there are the red oaks and then a red maple. We've got a bur oak in the parklet. Sugar maple. American basswood.
The, a new tree over here. Couple trees in the middle, stuff in the back.
No
Are
flowers.
those native trees?
Yes, yeah, we've strived to do all native plantings.
Thank you.
Hey, Dan, can you put that first photo up with the lamp?
Oh, I moved it, so that was, I'll find it again.
Because it
Easy.
looked like the coach light. I was
That's not-
thinking that, you know, with Menon's history,
Simpler
Um, yeah, exactly.
I
So
sent that
And that's
photo
for the
to our
coach.
I did send that photo to our lighting consultant, so that's not a complete coincidence.
Mhm.
We have this fixture, but we don't have the ironwork that goes with it. I don't think it was, I think that's literally just a lantern. I don't think it was electrified.
Oh, so the library was the museum of it.
Yeah, that was the library. And then they bought.
With a metal roof too, huh?
I mean, that's
Was that
definitely a
slate?
much, that's a, that lantern, the coach
Wow.
lantern is obviously very different and simplified version of that, but, you know, the other one is definitely a little bit more. I think it's out of Mendon's realm, but it's nice.
So we probably need to either agree to close this out or continue it. We're gonna have
All right.
time here.
I'm fine to close it out. I would just say, you know.
I mean, we could probably discuss the lighting, I mean, unless other commission members have strong feelings. And it sounds like whatever it is, it'll be in historic nature, which I think concern is.
And just need to come up with.
So I would make a motion to approve the certificate of applicability with the conditions that all the lights should be the same, historic style to be determined, dress up the surface of the planter. Okay with seat wall, the granite or something, and just concrete.
Less concrete.
Somebody say a second.
I second it.
All right. Well, now you get a call.
All those in favor?
Dan, I.
Ruth,
Janice.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, yeah, I think you get. Okay,
Dan, could you just send me that motion once you get it typed up or whoever types it up?
yeah, I'm gonna make a thing.
Thank you.
For the point. I mean, if it's, I guess, you know, if we have to talk about something again, and I think our next meeting now, we have a hearing on May 2nd. If there's anything else, our regular meeting will be May 16th.
Because we're not doing the,
Well, I can't be there on the 18th.
that's fine.
You all can.
For what date are we talking about?
So the hearing for the Washington Street District is gonna be May 2nd at 7 PM. I'm putting the things in the mail tonight,
Okay,
and then our regular date would be May 16th.
Right.
That's our third Monday of the month
oh,
at
that's
6.
okay. All right, yeah,
If there's anything to discuss, there's no other projects.
great. Sounds good. So are we good to adjourn?
Dan, sorry, can you just clarify, is that, you guys want to see us again on the 16th of May?
I don't think we need to. I think,
Okay.
I think I think unless you find that the conditions are untenable and we need to,
Okay, I was just clarifying because it's hard to hear.
sorry, yeah, I think I turned away.
No, I don't know if this is working well, to be honest with you.
I wonder if you can connect that to that, not the computer,
I'll check.
because I think that has its own thing.
We'll
too.
play it.
Yeah, all right. So then I'll motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Night.
Hey, Gemma,
Thank you.
are you going to the historical commission meeting tomorrow night?